Football recruiting has been pretty quiet lately. Is there anything to worry about?
In the world full of podcasts, he's the undisputed heavyweight champion of hot takes, an Auburn sports homer, master of the boog, and message board legend. Get your buttons buttoned and your hats flattened because the Top Button Podcast is about to kick off. And you don't want to miss your courtside seat. Now, here's your host, Charlie Five.
Yes, sir. We're back. It's another episode of the Top Button Podcast. I'm your host, Kyle Rush, a.k.a. Charlie Five, and we are ready to get after it. Happy Wednesday. Today, we're talking 100% about recruiting. And yeah, it's been quiet. It's weird. This whole recruiting cycle just seems strange, not only at Auburn, but all over the country. And we're going to go into detail about that. Auburn, even though it's been quiet, Auburn did pick up a big commitment this past weekend. We'll talk about that, and then we'll talk about some of your A-Day visitors and A-Day week visitors, and could you have some action this weekend and maybe add some more guys to the class. We'll jump into that in just a second, but before we do that, we got to give a shout-out to Uncle Keith's Red Sauce. Go to UncleKeith'sRedSauce.com. Use coupon code TheBarn25 to take 25% off your order. If you live in the state of Alabama and you don't want to go to the website, you want to try it first, and you live close to a Publix, you can sample it there. If you don't live close to one of those, though, hey, just give it a shot. Just give it a shot. Get you a case. Get you that black top. Get you that red top. Try a little bit of both, mild and spicy. You'll be supporting an Auburn family in doing so. If you love salsa with a Southern kick, you're going to love this stuff. Uncle Keith's Red Sauce. It's good, y'all. This has been a really weird recruiting cycle. Usually you have by now anyway, you have a really good idea of all your targets. You have a really good idea of where you stand with a lot of them. You can almost even kind of see sort of like a commitment calendar. Like you can kind of see when things are going to fall into place. And this has just been a strange recruiting cycle so far. Even, again, I said across the country. I mean, commitment totals in general, I feel like are way down. They're starting to pick up. I mean, Auburn has 7 commits and Alabama only has 4. LSU has 9. Texas A&M has 10. Tennessee has 8. Texas has 4. Florida has 3. I mean, these are SEC schools. South Carolina has 5. It's just weird. It's just weird that, and it could be a lot of, in my opinion, what I think's happening is a lot of schools are a little bit unsure, and I think after Monday, maybe even a little bit more unsure about how this whole revenue sharing thing is going to work out. So you're really reticent to jump in the boat with a big-time recruit, high dollar NIL recruit, when you're just not 1,000% sure. You got the money, but how do you execute it? I think a lot of that is what is happening. In June, in theory, if everything works out, you should just switch over to the revenue share, and you're good to go. But I think schools are just a little bit uneasy, a little bit, again, hesitant to pull the trigger on some of these top guys. Just want to make sure some things work out correctly. I think as time approaches, as it gets closer to June, I think schools will start getting a little antsy and wanting to get guys on the board, and then you'll start seeing the commitment totals across the board really shoot up. I mean, think about this. This is kind of crazy. It's April the 9th. Auburn has 2 commits in this year. They've only had 2 commits this year. That's Parker Pritchett, the most recent one that we're going to discuss, and Devin Carter, which was barely this year, January 11th. So all your other 5 were last year, and then you got Denarius Gray, who's been committed since he was like 12 years old. He's been in the class he committed on New Year's Day in 2024. That's wild. Got to hang on to him. I think we will. But yeah, it's just been strange. It's just been strange, and I don't think it's an Auburn thing. I think it's an everybody thing. So when you're looking at visits and you're looking at people coming and saying things but not pulling the trigger, again, I don't think this is uniquely an Auburn thing. I think everybody's just sort of in a wait and see mode a little bit right now. And then again, as summer approaches, I think those totals will really, really shoot up. I think also we're in a quiet period right now. That means that means that kids can visit our school, but our campus, Auburn's campus, but coaches can't go to their campus. And that's only for a couple more days. That's through April 14th. And then the 15th, starting April 15th, for about a month and a half, A-Day will be over with. Spring practice will be over with. That's when coaches go on the road. And that's when they start evaluating the recruit spring practices. That's when coaches can go watch some of these kids actually put some pads on and practice through spring and check on grades and things like that. So there'll probably be a lot of action going on after this weekend as well. It's just been strange. I know that probably if you follow recruiting pretty closely, you've probably been feeling a little bit antsy. But honestly, when you look across the board, it's sort of everybody. Everybody's sort of in a little bit of a wait and see mode. It's crazy. There's only one SEC school that I'm seeing so far. Georgia only has 5 commits and they're 20th right now. Now, obviously, we know that's going to change eventually, but I mean, Georgia's one of your better recruiting schools in the country. They only have 5 commits right now. It's just strange. It's just a strange year so far. Hoping that we get some more action like we did Saturday. Let's talk about Parker Pritchett. Auburn gets a commitment on Saturday from probably going to be an interior lineman. Parker Pritchett from Columbus, Georgia. And I've talked about this guy before, and I kind of put him on commit watch last week. And he did. He pulled the trigger. You knew you were going to have one. You knew you were going to have at least one on Big Cat Weekend. So Parker Pritchett pulls the trigger again. 6'4", 310. Let's go a little bit deeper. I kind of touched on it the last time we talked about him, but there was a long span of time between 2 visits when he came to Auburn. He visited Auburn twice before this past weekend, but there was a lot of time in between the first 2 visits, 3 or 4 or plus months. When he first came to Auburn, I'll just say, I mean, to try to be sensitive, I'll just say he didn't look like an SEC offensive lineman. Local kid, great kid, definitely somebody you want to keep on the line. Definitely somebody you want to keep, in the Rolodex of recruits that you want to talk to just in case. But just not super impressive physically. Fast forward, he comes back a few more months and he's lost like 40 pounds. He's down to 6'4", 310. I think he was closer to 350, and it wasn't really a good 350. And I honestly think if you look at the recruiting rankings from the different sites, I think they would also indicate maybe when these sites evaluated this kid, because there's a huge gap. There's, Rivals, he's a top 150 player. ESPN, he's a high 4-star. And then 247 and On3, they'll probably get a lot of guys out in spring and summer camps and things like that. And they'll be able to get some eyes on this kid. He's a 3-star on those sites. So clearly this kid's trending in the right direction, and he's trending so much in the right direction that the staff was like, okay, we need to go ahead and get this kid in the boat. Go ahead and book this kid. Let's get him in. Let's get him committed. Let's get him part of the class. And I think that's something that Parker was very excited about. I think he's wanted to be at Auburn this whole time. And he earned his right to be in this class, and he put the effort in to kind of get himself in serious football shape so he can take advantage of this spring, take advantage of this his senior season. Hey, and come in ready to play. 6'4", 310, and it's a pretty good 310. I mean, obviously there's still some, I'm sure once you get in the college weight room, the college diet, with all their, fancy things they have in that football facility, it'll make that 310 even better. But I think you're excited about this one. Offensive line recruiting. We'll talk about offensive line recruiting in general in just a second. It's going to be, I think it's always going to be a work in progress, trying to figure out the best mix. We'll talk about that in detail in just a second. But before we do that, let's give a quick shout out to mybookie.ag. Use coupon code BARN for a 50% deposit bonus up to $1,000. So you could get up to $1,000 in free play by using coupon code BARN. Take that free play, and it is free play. No risk. It's just there to play with. Go hit the casino, hit the sports book, bet any way you like. Easy deposits, easy withdrawals. It's mybookie.ag. Take all those winnings and go over to rowback.com. Use coupon code BUTTON20. I've been getting some text messages about guys sending me their orders, and this stuff's so good, man. The master stuff that came out this week is pretty sick as well. So they got a lot. They're dropping new stuff all the time. So definitely get on their email list because, man, you just every single day it seems like you're getting updated on sales and new drops and things like that. But save big when you go there. It's rowback.com. We'll be back right after this. Offensive line recruiting in general, I think, is going to be something that is a work in progress from the standpoint of strategy, I think, until you really figure out how you balance portal versus high school. And I still don't know. I still don't know that I go back and forth. I still don't know that I'm 100% either way. Do you spend all the resources to go try to find these, the top 1 or 2 or 3 offensive tackles, the 5 stars that are getting paid, that schools are in bidding wars over? Do you try to go win one of those? Or do you really evaluate hard and go and get a lot of numbers with guys like your Parker Pritchetts? Those 4-star guys, high 3-star guys that aren't really expecting to play right away, that you can get to buy in, that you can develop and maybe hit on 25, 30% of them, maybe higher, and turn them into SEC players, and then kind of use the portal for, supplement or go get your real big, game breaker type guy that you got film on. It's just such a risk, man. It's such a risk to pay all this money on a high school kid at a position that I would imagine probably has the highest miss rate, bust rate, or just can't play at the next level rate of any position. It's just such a tough position. I can't really make up my mind yet which way we need to go. But I do like this. I do like this addition. And I think if you're going to go with you're going to go with the numbers game, bring in 4 or 5 high school guys every year and then supplement it. If you get the best you can get, but also get guys that, local's another big thing. What's one thing when a kid goes off to college Now, when he gets homesick, they can just leave and go home, go find a school close to home. Well, you're about as close as you can possibly get with this kid being from Columbus, Georgia. So I see no risk whatsoever here. And I think, honestly, I think it may be kind of close to what you see as far as strategy goes moving forward. And again, I can't say that 100% know which way we should be going, or I don't know that I have a hardcore opinion either way. What do you think? What should Auburn's strategy be? The easy answer is, oh, go get the best. And, that sounds easy. And maybe that's the right answer, but I think it's a little bit more challenging than that. Recruiting is going to pick up a little bit this weekend. You'll start getting some more action as A-Day closes in. You got your quarterback, Travis Burgess, which just seems like it's any day now. He'll be here actually Thursday. So he's coming in before A-Day. Interesting, Landon Duckworth, the quarterback that, from Jackson, Alabama. I think he was actually here for A-Day. Maybe. He was on the list. I can't remember if he showed up or not. I know his running back did. He gets a crystal ball, Fong bomb, whatever you want to call it, starts getting predictions in to go to Ole Miss, which kind of shows to me, obviously, Auburn is not really pursuing him incredibly hard, which that was one of the questions. Does Auburn, want to go full bore on Travis Burgess? Do they want to talk to some of these other guys? And as you start to see these other guy quarterbacks start maybe shifting elsewhere, it just kind of makes it more clear that Auburn's really going to lock in and push on Travis Burgess. You're getting him in 2 times in 2 weeks, I guess. I think he came in last week before Big Cat Weekend. Thursday, I think he came in on a Thursday too, so it's weird. I think Thursday must be a good travel day for him. He must have easy classes on Thursdays, but he should be here. That should be definitely one to watch. And then on actual A-Day, you got a really good list. One guy I'm looking at is Bryce Perry-Wright that Auburn seems to have a lot of momentum with. Top 100 player from Buford High School in Georgia. Top 100 player. Auburn's been in the mix with this kid ever since he started coming. Auburn's been up there. So you got a good list of guys coming on A-Day. I would expect from a marketing standpoint, you probably got an idea. Maybe you got one in your pocket that you want to go official with, like let them commit, just so you kind of keep the momentum going. Again, you only have 2 commits in the year of 2025. So if you could do 2 in a row, 2 weekends in a row, that would be obviously ideal. So who that could be, we'll have to see. Could it be Travis Burgess finally pulling the trigger? Could it be Bryce Perry-Wright? I think, could it be one of the Harris twins that didn't make it in, I don't believe, for A-Day? I'm sorry, for Big Cat Weekend. They're here for A-Day. We'll have to see. But it's been a strange year so far, been a strange cycle so far, but I think as summer approaches, things will start becoming a lot more clear, because last year, Auburn's class was almost done by summer. So, and you still got a lot of work to do. So we'll see what happens as summer approaches. Guys, I really appreciate it. Thanks for listening. Remember, if you need a good real estate agent in the Auburn, Opelika, Lee County area, hit me up. Message me on Twitter, message me on Instagram, or email me at krush@thekeyagency.realestate. If you want to buy, build, or sell, or just invest, let me know. I'd love to help you and your family. If you like the video, like it. If you like the channel, subscribe to it. Let me know what you think about recruiting. Are you worried? Are you scared? Are you concerned? Or are you good? You're just hanging out. We'll see what happens. It's kind of where I'm at right now. Let me know in the comments. Guys, I really appreciate it. Thanks for listening. It's another episode of the Top Button Podcast. Stay buttoned.
Thanks for listening, and drive home safely.